What's going on, guys? Dwayne here with my investment journey, and I am back again. I decided to do a live stream right now today because I wanted to show you guys my stock portfolio today. So today's date is currently August the 12th, and I decided, listen, I needed to share this video with you guys in regards to my stock portfolio today, or my stock portfolio update, whatever you want to call it. I think it's important for me to share with you guys not only the good but also the bad. So of course in the future, when my portfolio is not as positive as it is today, I will be making videos and live streams showing you my portfolio and kind of explaining sometimes why things are the way that they are, as far as my stock portfolio being up or down. Okay, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but this simple thing that we call news can be a catalyst in a positive or negative way when it comes to a specific company, or just about any company that you are invested in the stock market. So of course, it's not uncommon that if there's a good article written about a certain company, that could affect the stock in a positive way and could drive the price of the stock up. Now, one of the things that's incredibly important to know is the fact that if a stock goes up tremendously, 3%, 4%, something ridiculous. If a stock goes up a lot in one day, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to continue to happen 2-3 days in a row. Okay, it may happen 2 days in a row. It might even happen 3 days in a row, but definitely not on the fourth day. We can't expect that the stock price is going to continue to go up. So at that moment, you can decide a couple of things. Depending on how you're investing in the stock market, you can decide to sell some shares or make a quick profit, take some money off of the table. And of course, I'm not telling you what to do or how to invest your money, but what I will say is the more you spend time looking at a certain stock or a couple of stocks, you know what I mean, the more you're going to become familiar with kind of how the stock market moves. Now, of course, watching this on the outside is always easier when your money's not tied up, right? When you're watching from the outside, you can say to yourself, man, I should have invested X amount of dollars. I would have made X, Y, Z. And it's always easy to do that. It's definitely a different feeling once you decide to pull the trigger and actually invest your money. And then, of course, you're watching your money go up and down, because that's what happens in regards to the stock market. So it's definitely interesting, and it's always an interesting experience for myself. Listen, if you're new to the channel, please, once again, my name is Dwayne with My Investment Journey, and on this channel I talk about everything you need to know about the stock market, or how to start investing in the stock market, and also I show you my investment journey. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and click on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. This is a live stream, so if you guys have questions or comments, feel free to slap them into the live chat. I will see your comments, and of course I'll try my best to answer it. Right now I see we have 2 people watching. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up in this video. Now we have 3 people watching. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up in this video. I'd appreciate that support. I'm just going to basically show you guys what's going on right now with my stock portfolio today, and kind of what that means for me personally. Of course, your portfolio will look differently than mine because we don't have the same companies that we're invested, and then we don't have the same amount of weight that we are invested in a specific company. And by same amount of weight, I'm talking about the same amount of dollars. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up my portfolio here, my current portfolio, and share with you guys what's going on, kind of what happened today. Yeah, give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to share my computer screen. Once again, this is a live stream, so if you have any questions, slap them in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer it. So right now I see it. I got my homie Cinnamon Madness in the house, and he said, Dwayne is back again. Yes, sir, I am. It's crazy because I uploaded a regular video today talking about my 20th dividend payment from AG&C Investment. So I uploaded that video and it came out at 3 o'clock. But as I was looking at my portfolio today, I couldn't help it but to decide to share this video with you guys, because I wanted to let you guys know what's going on and kind of what's possible. I definitely want you to see what's possible. Now, I always kind of mention that there's so many ways to skin the financial cat, the proverbial financial cat, in regard to the stock market. There's a lot of ways that you can make money in the stock market. And, honestly, there's not a right or a wrong way. Like, if you're making money, like, how is that wrong per se, right? What I will say is it can be, you can easily get drawn in and be greedy in regards to the stock market. I know that that's something that I've personally dealt with and probably still dealing with it, to be honest with you guys. So it's definitely interesting, to say the least. Let me go ahead and click on these comments real quick, and then I'll show you guys my portfolio. So we got DJ Black in the house, says, should you make multiple broker accounts? As long as you can keep up with it, there's nothing wrong with that. One of the things for me personally that kind of dissuades me from having multiple accounts is the fact that I have to learn that platform. Like, literally, like Robinhood is different than Webull, and that's different than, any other different brokerage account that you can have, like Charles Schwab. Obviously, that's going to be a different platform. Thinkorswim, that type of software that you use in regards to, TD Ameritrade, that platform is going to be different. So you're going to have to learn each platform and how it works. Something as simple as buying a stock and selling a stock. Like on Webull, I'm like, how do I sell a stock? Like, it's crazy that, like, it seems like it should be simple and should just be self-explanatory. It's not. On Robinhood, it's a lot easier. But, that's also because I'm kind of partial to Robinhood. And, of course, I started off with Robinhood. Cinemadness says, if they come from brokerage bonuses, it's just, what does it say? It's just they come from brokerage bonuses. And other than that, I don't like to really invest in individual companies. Other than my own ATM business I started because it's as risky as it gets. I'll be commenting here and there while at work. Hopefully you're still streaming after I finish work. I end in 58 minutes. Yeah, you wish I'd be on here for another 58 minutes. I don't know. It depends on you guys and you guys' questions. So, there's that. But I definitely want to, like I said, take the time to share with you guys kind of what's going on with my portfolio. Give me a second here. Sorry. All right, cool. So I'm going to share my computer screen with you guys. And then I'm going to share basically what's occurred in every single one of my positions that I have currently in my portfolio. So right now you're looking at the computer screen and you can see that my stock portfolio is currently at $270,034 and some cents. Now, of course, this is currently after hours, but the market's still open. So you're going to see that this is going to fluctuate. But so far, based on what's occurred today, my portfolio is up 8%, not 8%, $8,000, which for me is 3%. We'll just make it round numbers. Okay, so I'm up 3% today, which obviously for me is $8,000 because of the amount of money I have invested in the stock market currently in my portfolio. So there are basically 16 positions that I have right now in regards to the stock market. And if you guys can see here on the right side of the screen, this is the very top right here where it has PSEC, which is Prospect Capital. That's a REIT. So you see that one's green. AG&C Investment is green. Almo Residential is green. Starwood Property Trust is green. Gladstone is red. Kinder Morgan is red. Exxon is green. Huntington Bank is green. Stag is green. This Vanguard High Yield Dividend ETF, VYM, that's green. Apple is green, very green as a matter of fact. It tells you that Apple went up 2% today. Tesla is also green. Tesla went up 4.6% today. VGT, which is Vanguard Information Technology ETF, that's green. VUG, which is Vanguard Growth ETF, that's also green. LCID, which is Lucid Group, that's green, and then MFA Financial is red. So out of the 16, even Dogecoin, my little Dogecoin position here is green. Out of the 16 positions that I own, only 3 of them were red, and so of course that affects my entire portfolio. Now, of course, I've kind of mentioned this before. My portfolio is not a portfolio that a lot of people would necessarily do. Like I have a lot of money invested, but I have over 50% of my portfolio invested in Apple, and then another huge chunk in Tesla. Let me see. I'm just curious regarding Tesla here. Let me click on my Tesla. So yeah, currently Tesla is 14% of my overall portfolio. And then Apple, I'll show you guys that. Apple is currently 50% of my portfolio. Now, I do have some ETFs. That one ETF includes Tesla, and of course I have that same ETF and another one that includes Apple. So I think when it shows me the percentage, as far as when I'm looking at Apple, I think that percentage includes my individual position with Apple, as well as whatever portions of shares that I have in those ETFs that has Apple in those ETFs. So I think that all of that is included in there, but I'm not sure. Okay, so once again, you can see here my portfolio is currently $269,000. It's been an interesting experience. Like, since I started this channel, and you could see the image of my particular channel. The image is basically a picture of my Robinhood account, and at the time that was a picture of my Robinhood portfolio, which was $163,000. Okay, so of course, since I took that picture when I started this channel, and when I started the channel, I had invested like $252,000, I think, at the time. So my portfolio was $163,000, right? That's basically the thumbnail to my channel, right? When you hover over my channel, you'll see the little picture. It's a black background with green. There's green wording, or whatever you want to call it. So the portfolio was $163,000 at that particular time when I started this channel, and I decided to take that picture. And part of the reason I decided to do that is because I wanted to kind of document where my portfolio was at the time, because I think it's pretty neat. Now, of course, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, my portfolio should be in a good place. Fingers crossed. Of course, we're gonna hope and pray that the stock market does what it always does, which is go up over time. So hopefully my portfolio will be, better. But right now, my portfolio is at $269,000 right now, and we'll just start from the very first position that I have. So Prospect Capital, this is what happened today. Today, Prospect Capital went up almost a full percent. Right here, you can see in the blue that for me, it's $126. And the reason why it's $126 is that's based on the money that I have invested. Okay, so that was Prospect Capital, which is pretty neat. I mean, it only went up 8 cents today, and 8 cents for me translated to plus $126. The next one up is AG&C Investment. AG&C Investment went up today 0.79%, which is $21.33. So that's also pretty freaking neat. Give me a second here. Okay, so that's AG&C Investment. I'm invested in that one because of the monthly dividend payments. The next one is Amor Residential REIT. This is another monthly dividend payer here, and this one went up today 0.26%, which is $24. The next one up is Starwood Property Trust. This one went up 0.92%, which 0.92% is $68. I love this position with Starwood Property Trust. I love any position that I'm in the green overall. The next one up is Gladstone Capital. As you can see, this one went down today 0.75%, which for me is negative $87. Now, the more you guys get invested in the stock market and start to pay attention to each of the companies that you're invested, you understand a little bit more. Now, if you're just getting started, obviously it can be super overwhelming to decide what companies to invest, right? What I would say is obviously the easiest thing to always do is just invest in an ETF. And of course, there are a lot of different ETFs out there. And the reason why I said ETF is because the ETF is normally comprised of multiple companies, right? We have ETFs that have over 3,000 companies in them. We have ETFs with 50 companies, 80 companies, 200 and something companies. You get the drift, okay? So by investing in an ETF, you're automatically diversified. And a lot of people fall in love with this whole be diversified, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Once again, like I stated in the beginning of the video, there is no wrong way per se to make money in the stock market. I mean, there's just too many ways that you can make money, and so like I said, there's really no wrong way to make money in the stock market. As long as you're doing well, that's all anybody cares about. Give me a second here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you my portfolio again. All right, so that's Gladstone Capital. The next one up is Kinder Morgan. I'm down today on this one, which is 0.22%, 0.22%, which is negative $4.57. Overall, I'm up, which is always good. ExxonMobil, I like this one a lot. So today, ExxonMobil is up 0.79%, which for me is $82. But more importantly here, I'm up overall. My total return with ExxonMobil, I'm currently up 106%, which is for me $5,394. So basically, I invested with ExxonMobil, you know, at least 380 something bucks, and I am up 100%. You can't argue with that. That's always a good time. And ExxonMobil pays dividends quarterly. The next one up is Huntington Bank. So Huntington Bank currently today is up 0.56%, which for me is $8.54. My overall return with them, I'm up 15%, which is $198. And Huntington Bank pays dividend payments monthly. Now, something to consider when you're investing in the stock market is you can if you're investing, you should, you know, obviously consider the company that you're deciding to put your hard-earned money in. Now, I think when it comes to investing, of course, there are a couple different kinds of stocks, right? You can invest in strictly a growth stock, and normally the growth stock does not include any kind of dividend payment, right? So a growth stock, an example of that would be Tesla. Tesla doesn't have a dividend payment. Another example would be Google. Google doesn't have dividend payments. Another example would be Amazon. Amazon doesn't have dividend payments. Now, of course, I think Apple is also a growth stock, but Apple does provide some dividend payments. So that's something that you need to know. You need to know, okay, am I investing in this particular stock or this particular company because I know that they're going to continue to grow over time and that's okay for me? Or am I investing in a company that is going to pay me dividends and maybe they don't grow, right? Because Apple is kind of the exception, right? There are companies like Apple that will grow over time and also pay dividends. And so like that's like a double win as far as I'm concerned. But it really just kind of depends on, you know, what your goal is when it comes to investing in the stock market. All right, let's jump back in. The next one up is Stag Industrial. This is a monthly paying dividend company. Today's return, this is huge. They're up 2.84% today, which for me is $242. My total return overall, I'm down 13%, which is down $1,399. Okay, I invested with Stag using margin investing. So I just used, I think it was $10,000 at the time, and as you can see, my average cost per share is $40.26. But right now, Stag is trading for $34.71. Okay, the next one up is VYM. This is a Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF. So this particular ETF is comprised of companies that pay high dividends, supposedly, right? As you can see today, it's up 1.33%, which is only $17.11. And the reason being is because I don't have that much money invested with this particular ETF. Just to kind of show you guys how these ETFs work real quick. So right here, you can see it tells you the different sectors that are involved in this particular ETF. And then it also tells you the top 10 holdings of this particular ETF. So this particular ETF, I mean, all of these companies, you know, you have Johnson & Johnson, ExxonMobil, Procter & Gamble, JP Morgan Chase, Pfizer, Chevron, Home Depot, Eli Lilly, AbbVie, and Coca-Cola. Now, as far as I'm concerned, when you see something like this in regards to an ETF, because you could see this information on Robinhood, you can see this information basically on any of your brokerage accounts out there that lets you know what it's comprised about. You know what I mean? So it's definitely interesting. And so with that particular ETF, there's currently, let me tell you how many companies, 2006 companies in that particular ETF. Okay, so it's pretty neat. One of the things that I also like, so they're telling you the top 10 holdings. When you see the top 10 holdings, most of the times these companies are going to be solid. You know what I mean? And I would easily tell anybody, listen, go ahead and invest directly with Johnson & Johnson or ExxonMobil or any of these top 10 holdings that you see, because these companies are legit and they have been paying dividends for the longest time. Another thing that I also like that you can see with the dividends with Robinhood is they will show you kind of the returns, you know, based on right here. You can see 1Y, 3Y, 5Y, 10Y, and then since this particular ETF was created. So as you guys can see here, since this ETF was created, which was November the 10th, 2006, the overall return has been 8.20%, and that's huge. Just to give you guys an idea of what that means, 8% doesn't sound, well, I guess it probably sounds like a lot, but 8% means a lot depending on how much money you have, right? If you have invested $1,000, 8% of $1,000 doesn't seem like a lot of money. You know what I mean? 8% of $1,000 is what, $80? Let me make sure here. Yep, $80. Okay, but 8% of $10,000 is going to be $800. Okay, now we're talking, right? But let's go even a step further. 8% of $100,000 is going to be $8,000. Okay, so the thing is, it's super interesting, right? And that's based on since that particular ETF has been around. Now, of course, one of the things that we're taking for granted is, okay, the ETF has been around since 2006. So that means that if you had $100,000 invested in 2006, and let's just say for simple math, every single year since 2006, you've gotten 8%, okay, for easy math. So that means after year one, now you have $100,000, you have $108,000, okay? So then moving forward, you have $108,000, 8% of $108,000 is another $8,640. So we're gonna do $8,640 plus $108,000. So the second year you would have $116,000, and you can see how this will continue to grow over time. So then the next year you're going to be getting another 8% based on $116,000, which is going to be obviously more than $8,000 from the first year. So every year, now of course this is just an example, right? Like it's not as if every single year you're going to get an 8% return. That's why they're telling you the overall return since 2008 has been 8%. When you compound that, 2008, 2016, that's 10 years, right? And then another 4, that's 14 years, and then another 2. So that's 16 years. 16 years of 8% return compounding over time is definitely going to get you substantial money. And that example that I gave is just with that one ETF, right? So that's why, like I said, there's too many different ways to make money in the stock market. That's just investing with one ETF, okay? Your money would be a lot different had you invested with Apple from 2006, and it would be a lot more. Let me show you guys, let me give you guys an example in regards to Apple. Let me pull up Apple here real quick. Apple's the next one. All right, let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, right here. So I'll share an example with you guys regarding Apple. Okay, for easy math, you can see it says my market value is $218,000. So I have $218,000 invested with Apple. Please please understand that $110,000 of the 218,000, 110,000 is me using margin investing with Robinhood. Okay, so Robinhood has loaned me 110,000 bucks. I pay 5% interest yearly on that 110,000 bucks. So just to make it very plain and explain to you guys, $110,000 times 5% is $5,500. So that's what I will be paying every year to borrow $110,000. Now, if I divide that by 12, that's going to be $458 every month. Now, there's a couple of things. I can choose to pay Robinhood $458 every single month, right? I could choose to not pay at all because, of course, they're going to get their money because that's what they're supposed to do. But if I'm paying $5,500 in order to borrow $100,000, okay, a year from Robinhood, and I'm invested with Apple, for me, this makes sense. Okay, let's go back to the example that I was going to give you. So let's look at Apple's return. I'll share my screen with you guys in the last 5 years. All right, so you can see in the last 5 years, Apple's return is up 337%. Okay, 337%. Apple is up in the last 5 years, 337%. Now, of course, for this example, let's say that Apple was up 150%. Instead of 300 and change, let's cut that in half, and let's say Apple is up 150%. So this is where it gets powerful. The more money you have invested, you know, getting these 8% return, 14% return, now you're going to see just how powerful it is. If we had $10,000 invested with Apple, and let's say in the next 5 years, Apple gives you 150% return, right? So 100% of $10,000 would be another $10,000. So that would be $20,000. And then 50% of $10,000 would be $5,000. So you would have $25,000 in 5 years with Apple because you invested 10,000 bucks. Okay, of course, this is all hypothetical. This is just an example. Now you can start to see where this can be insanely powerful. Right now, my current value with Apple is over $200,000. So for me, if I invested $200,000 with Apple, right? Let's say it took 5 years. Let's say it took 10 years. Okay, and in 10 years, Apple has given me a return of 150%. Okay, 100% of $200,000 means that I have $400,000. Okay, and then 50% of $200,000 is another 100. So that would mean I would have $500,000 because I invested $200,000 with Apple. Now, I get it. A lot of people, obviously, you don't have this money laying around, but starting small and starting slow and being consistent and just continuously pumping money into companies that you are very passionate about and you feel good about them, this is going to pay off over time. Now, of course, you don't have to go with Apple, but Apple's a pretty significant company. Apple's a very good company. Apple is cash rich. They don't owe anybody anything. They just got money for days. Okay, so Apple's a good one. Another good company would be like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, but it's not Dr. Pepper. It's like Keurig something another. Okay, but these are solid companies, and the reason why, especially like Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola is never going to go out of style. People are always going to drink sodas, and Coca-Cola has more than just sodas, right? They have water products as well, and not only in the United States, all over the world. So when you invest in a company like that, it's not very likely that in your lifetime or the lifetimes to come that Coca-Cola is going to go bankrupt. So those are solid companies to invest your money because number one, you're going to get dividend payments over time. And number two, more than likely the value of the company is going to go up over time. Even if the value doesn't go up a lot and it just goes up a little, that's still a win and you're getting dividend payments. Okay, so That's my current position with Apple. As you guys can see, today alone, Apple went up 1.96% because of the amount of money I have invested with Apple. 1.96% for me was $4,202. Okay, so Apple went up today quite a bit. Like, here's another example of how this can work. So you see here underneath the price, Apple went up $3.99. I'm sorry, $3.66. Okay, so you can also see right here, I currently have 1,270 shares with Apple. So 1,270 times $3.66. Apple actually, for me, went up today $4,648. Okay, so it's definitely interesting to say the least, but that's how powerful it is. A lot of people, still don't quite understand the stock market and how it works, and that's okay. The thing is, just get started. And the good news is you have channels like this and other channels on YouTube that talk about where you could be putting your money. I'm never going to profess that I'm a guru and that you should listen to me and you should take your hard-earned money and put it here because this company's solid. Never going to tell you that. I'm just going to show you my experience and what I'm doing and kind of talk about what I'm doing. Now, of course, I don't feel 100% confident about every single investment that I have on here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. That's just what it is. But the more you invest in the stock market and the more you get used to the ups and downs of the stock market, the less you worry about it, the less you freak out. Today, my portfolio is up $8,000, but easily it could be down $8,000. And of course, that doesn't feel good. All right. The next one up is Tesla. So you can see Tesla today went up $40.17. That's right below the price of the stock, which right now is $900. Tesla's supposed to be doing a stock split. I don't know exactly when it is. I don't think they've released the date yet, but Tesla was up over $1,100 this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I show you guys, probably back in March, Tesla is trading for $1,199 back in March. They were trading at $1,200. Yeah, look at this. Back in November 2021, they were trading for $1,213. You know what I mean? Obviously, that, to give you an example of what the difference is, let's see, it's $1,200. Let's say for easy math, right now it's $900, right? So that's a $300 difference, right? So as you can see on the screen, I have 70 shares with Tesla. So you would take 70 times 300, which is going to be like $20,000, $21,000. Let me see. Yeah, $21,000. So back then I was super happy, right? Like, my total return right now with Tesla is I'm up $28,000. But back in November or whatever date that I said, I was up like $50,000 with Tesla. You know what I mean? Because of what the price was. So Tesla is another one that did well for me today. Like I said, today alone, I'm actually up $2,828, which is only 4.7%. But because I have so much invested in Tesla, for me, 4.68% is $2,800 and something dollars. Okay, that is Tesla. The next one up is another Vanguard ETF. This is Vanguard Information Technology ETF. So today alone, this one went up 1.99%, which for me was $577. My total return, I'm still down 5%, which is negative 1,600 and change. My average cost, as you can see, is $409. I wish that I could have kept pumping more money into my account because I know that this is going to go up because the stock market will go up. This is a information technology ETF, and I'll show you guys. This current ETF has 2,004 different companies that it's invested. Here are the top 10 companies of this particular ETF, and you're going to know a lot of them. Of course, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Visa, MasterCard, Broadcom, Cisco, Accenture, Adobe, and Salesforce. Okay, a lot of those companies, you know, at least 6 out of the 10 of those companies. And in a way, what I like to say is when you see that the top 10 holdings, like, I feel like literally that's the answer. They're showing you the formula to the equation. And by the equation, I mean they're showing you companies that you should consider investing and these companies may cause you to do well or have a good experience in the stock market. Okay. The purpose of that particular ETF is the reason why I invested in that particular ETF is because for me, I think it's going to grow. Okay. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. In the last 5 years, that particular ETF has returned 162%. Okay, 162% in the last 5 years. So for some simple math, let's say I had $20,000 invested. Okay, 100% of $20,000 is another $20,000, right? And then 50% of $20,000 is another $10,000. So my value would be $50,000. Okay. Now, of course, I don't expect that in the next 5 years it's going to go up another 162%, right? But if it was 80%, who cares? That's still a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You got $20,000, and then 80% of that is going to be, what's that? $16,000. That's huge. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? So I would have $36,000 in 5 years instead of the 20 that I had when I invested. That's just a no-brainer. And this particular ETF does pay dividends. Of course, it's very small. The next one up is Vanguard Growth ETF. Of course, these are companies that are supposedly growth companies. You can see my overall return today is up 1.91%, which is currently $296. My overall return, I'm down 6.7%. As you can see, my average cost per share is $283, and this one is trading right now for $264. Hey, thank you for that thumbs up. Whoever that was, I appreciate you. If you haven't smashed the thumbs up, this is a live stream. Go ahead and smash the thumbs up. And if you have any questions, slap them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer it. All right. The next one up is Lucid Group. I did acquire this position by using margin investing once again on Robinhood. And so currently my return today is up 2.54%. And for me, that's up $893. Now, my overall return, I'm down 21%, which 21% in this case is I'm down $9,902. Now, I'm not going to lie, like, you know, when it doesn't feel good when you see this. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of you guys are watching this and you're like, you know, how is he okay with being down $10,000 almost? It's not necessarily that I'm okay. It's just that I am more confident that the price is going to eventually go up. And depending on how aggressively I feel or confident I feel about that particular company, you know, if the price goes down, I'm definitely going to be considering getting some more shares because I'll bring my average cost down. Okay, so that's food for thought. All right, we have two more to look at. Okay, so the next one up is MFA Financial. This is one of the three that were in the red today. So as you can see, MFA Financial today is down 0.08%, which is negative $2.85. And then my overall return, I'm down 21%, which is negative $923. Then I have a little position with Dogecoin, which obviously my Doge situation is not good. I'm down the most. I'm down 71% with Dogecoin, which 71% is negative $1,218. Of course, today it went up 0.66%, which is $3 and some change. So that's that. Okay. Currently, my portfolio is sitting at $269,000. It went down a little bit from when I started the video. Right before I did the video, it was at 270, and I think while I started the video, it was around 270. But overall, and I'll show you guys my all-time return in the stock market so far, right? Which includes over here, which I don't really calculate over here. Back here in 2016, I didn't. You see that it says $260,000, but that's not accurate. It's just showing you guys all the money that I've ever uploaded or put into my Robinhood account. So I basically lost $4,399, and I stopped investing. I took all my money out of the stock market. This is around May or June of 2017. Since Since May of 2020, I started to reinvest in the stock market, and I have reinvested $255,000. So it's $255,000 that I've invested as of May 2020. Right now, my portfolio is $269,000, right? So it's currently up $14,000. As you can see, my journey has been interesting. There was a point here where I was down $63,000 October 2020. So I thought, oh my God, that hurts. Of course, you can see here, I was up. Let me show you guys here. I was up $43,000. Actually, it was a little more than that. But the reason why I'm saying it's more is because the 43,000 is calculating the negative 4,399 bucks. All right. But I was up 40 something $1,000, right? April 1st, 2020. Of course, I was up over here, December 31st, 2021. Then you could see I was down, June 17th, 2022. I was down $80,000. Okay. $80,000. Now I could have freaked out way back then, and I could have sold and, like, that's it. I'm taking my money out of the market. You know what I mean? I was down $80,000. $80,000 is a lot. To give you guys an idea, my student loans is like $51,000 right now. And I really had no sense of urgency or desire to pay my student loans. You know what I'm saying? And so when I see, that back whenever in 2020, when I was down $63,000, I'm like, yo, you should have just paid off your student loans. You know what I mean? Like, you should have just paid the 50 G's on your student loans, and, you'd be, out of that particular payment. And of course, you can imagine how I felt when I was down $80,000. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, yo, I'm a professional and, yeah, I was down 80 G's, but it didn't matter because I knew it was going to bounce back. Did I know it was going to bounce back? I mean, I'm hoping and wishing and praying, you know what I'm saying? But that's the stock market for you. It never just works in your favor the way that you want it to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not how it works. It's not consistent in that way. I mean, I wish, but it's not. Okay, so give me a second here. I got to do some house cleaning. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Sheesh. Sorry, I'm trying to do some housekeeping here. Man. Sin Madness, I'm going to make you a moderator on this channel, but I got to get into my actual YouTube and not the software that I'm on. I'm on the software right now, so of course it's not quite the same as being on YouTube directly. So give me a second here, guys. I'm trying to do some housekeeping. Why can't I see it, yo? Right. Okay. Give me a second. Let me block this person real quick because I don't know what's up with that, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna make Sin Madness a moderator here. Let's see if I can. Yo, that's crazy. I don't even. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I'm looking at something way different on the screen here. So I'm actually on the. Oh man. Give me a second. Jeez Louise. What am I looking at? Okay, there we go. All right, Sin Madness, you are now moderator so that you can help me police some of these people that are special or that want attention. Okay, all right, cool. Let me get back over to my other screen here. Jump back in the comment section. I appreciate you guys that are watching. I thank you guys for smashing the thumbs up. I appreciate that a lot. Let me go back here. and see. Cinemanis says, I'm at work at the moment, but I'll say that I remember you saying for me to invest in companies other than DCA-ing into VT and VTI. Here's what I say is that I have shares in other companies. He said, how much in dividends did you get from Apple today? Today, I actually got a little over, like almost $300 in dividends from Apple. Of course, I'm going to be doing a video talking about that. I was going to shoot that video today, and I was like, maybe I'll just wait. I'll shoot it and just kind of push it to next week, like on Monday or something. Because as much as it's easy to just pump out videos like all the time, YouTube doesn't necessarily, I don't know that they give each video the necessary attention if they're back to back, right? Like I did a video today and then I'm doing this live stream. Of course, they're going to get seen, but I think it's better when you have a little space between the videos. He said, I mean yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. You're right. I did get the dividend payment yesterday. He says, my portfolio rallied 1.7% or $70.45 on a $4,512 portfolio, just VTI and VT doing their work. Yes, sir. And of course, like, man, like, I don't know. I want to encourage you, bro. Don't be afraid to get in these individual stocks. You know what I'm saying? Get in some Amazon, some Google, some Apple, you know what I'm saying? Even Tesla, like just buy one share of Tesla. I mean, it's incredible to kind of get into some of those companies so you can see just how much they affect your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Daniel, what's going on, my man? Thanks for stopping by. Daniel says, glad to see you again, brother. Likewise, sir. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the positivity in the comment section, too. We got my boy James in the house. What's going on, James? It's a pleasure to see you on this channel. Thank you for stopping by. He says, what's up, Dwayne? I'm proud of you. Yes, sir. I'm proud of me, too, and honestly, it's so crazy. Like life is a trip. You know what I'm saying? I never thought that I'd be in a position like this today, but apparently I'm doing some things right and life is going well. So I'm very excited to be in a position to be as aggressive as I am with the stock market because, of course, I'm not only thinking about today, I'm absolutely thinking about tomorrow, and when you think about that, it's definitely interesting, right? Because it's like, okay, I need to value today. I need to live in this moment today. I need to take steps today to get me to where I would like to be tomorrow. So these are the steps that I'm taking today that's going to get me to a brighter tomorrow. Eventually, like 20 years from now, and this is crazy. Like I understand the concept, right? But it's not like I really know that it has to end up in my favor, but I'm willing to take the chance. It's like saying, nah, you know what? I'm not going to save my money today. I'm just going to live life, live it up today, enjoy today, and not worry about tomorrow. I'm not that naive. I'm definitely concerned about tomorrow. And if I can work smarter and not harder, you know what I mean? Like in 30 years, my portfolio is easily going to be over $1 million. And then the scary part is, after 30 years, another 5 years, my portfolio could be double. Not only just 1 million, another 5 years, it could be 2 million instead of the 30 or 20 something years it's going to take me just to get to the first million. So it's definitely interesting. And that's very intriguing to me. That's really kind of neat. And I'm also just excited about being able to be in a position to do something that's going to end up blessing my kids in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought about creating generational wealth. That was never on my radar. It's never something that I thought about. I wasn't passionate about it, and I just didn't think about it because, I was living a normal, regular life. So, never did I think, oh, I need to create wealth for myself and eventually generational wealth. But this is how that stuff is created. And so, like, it's super interesting. Like when I drive in a nice neighborhood, or I'm driving Uber and I'm looking at somebody's land and they have a couple of acres and they have this big fat house on there and these nice cars, of course, part of you says, yo, that would be kind of neat to have that. Now, of course, me being who I am and having the background that I have, I'm like, yo, what's that light bill like? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they got a 4,000 square foot home. Like, that's cool, but that's a lot of light. What's that electricity bill like? Like those are the things that I think about. But doing stuff like this, like investing in the stock market, is absolutely gonna set up my children and possibly their kids. I may not necessarily enjoy having a 4,000 square foot home and sitting on a couple of acres. Not that I need that to be happy. I don't. But wouldn't it be nice to have it? Absolutely. And so it's just interesting. Like, you never know where those people got the money from. You don't know if that's because they got good jobs now or they have generational wealth because somebody along the way, granddad or great granddad, right, did whatever, and now this is what it looks like today for this particular family. So that's pretty exciting to me, not gonna lie. Daniel says, on Robinhood, can you have certain companies set to automatically reinvest those dividends on the companies, keep those dividends in cash, or do they only give you the option of having all reinvested? No, yeah, so Robinhood's very, very simple and straightforward. Like, I can show you guys here. Okay, so I'm logged into my account right now, as you can see here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys Apple. So I'll go to Apple, any of these companies that I'm invested in, but I'll show you Apple. So I clicked on Apple, okay? And so this currently you can see on the app here. Actually, let me tell you what, let me click on a company that I have not gotten a dividend payment from. Okay, so let's see. I got another dividend payment coming up with Kinder Morgan. Okay, so I'm looking at Kinder Morgan right here on the app. And then if I scroll down, it says upcoming activity. It has a pending dividend. Okay, I could, right here at the bottom, I can click edit dividend reinvestment. So when I click that, it'll show me a list of the companies that I have invested. So you see it's in alphabetical order. There's Apple up there, A, G, and C. All I have to do, if I don't want to have reinvestment turned on, because you have to enable the dividend reinvestment. All I have to do, you could turn it off up here at the top. You can just hit that, or you can select each individual one that you don't want reinvested. So for some reason I didn't want to reinvest the money, I could just take the check mark away, or if I want to cancel the reinvestment on all of them, I could just at the very top hit that toggle, and what will happen is you'll get the dividend payment and it will be deposited into your brokerage account. So you'll see that your balance will reflect the dividend payment. Like like last month I got, was it $600 and something in dividend payments. Like, if I didn't have dividend reinvestment turned on, I would have like plus $600 just sitting in my brokerage account. And of course you can spend that however you want, right? So yeah, you don't have to reinvest the dividend payments. And it's definitely interesting because I get the theory, I get the concept, right? Right now my dividend payments are between $440 or like 400 and something to like 6 something. Okay, so of course I have companies that pay quarterly and I have companies that pay monthly. So it's very interesting. Like, $400 today doesn't seem like a lot. $600 doesn't seem like a lot, but that's today. You know what I mean? In 30 years, that same $400 is gonna be 1,000, a couple of thousands. You know what I mean? And so that's actually really exciting. Now, I don't know how to figure out exactly what it's gonna be, because here's the thing: we don't know what's gonna happen in the years to come. Right? A lot of things could change. The dividend payment could be less per share, right? Or it could be more per share. But the thing is, my $400 today, this month, or my $600 today, whatever month, that same $600 is going to be $5,000 a month, $9,000 a month. You know what I mean? And that's huge. Now, of course, I have no idea if 30 years from now, $7,000 a month in dividend payments, I don't know if that's going to be a lot of money, right? Because I don't know how expensive things are going to be. But today, $7,000 a month doing nothing? Yes, please. And especially if you're living a lifestyle that doesn't require you to pay for a lot of things, or if you're living outside of the United States, you could live like an absolute king or queen in another country. If you're willing to sacrifice, I guess, certain luxury items or things that we take for granted here in the United States. Like, I take for granted I can just get in my car and go to Chick-fil-A. Like if I'm in Jamaica, I can't go to Chick-fil-A. There's no Chick-fil-A there. You know what I'm saying? So of course you're going to give up certain comforts But if you take that same $7,000 and you're living in a country where cost of living is cheaper, you can live like an absolute king. And technically 30 years from now, you shouldn't be paying mortgage anyway. So having $7,000 a month that you're getting and you're not working for it, like, that's dope. You don't have a car payment. You don't have a mortgage payment. Like, I think the $7,000 can cover the electricity bill on your 4,000 square foot home. You know what I'm saying? Which, why do you need a 4,000 square foot home 30 years from now? You probably don't, but we do that because that's just, the society in which we live. We got to do bigger and better and faster and upgrade everything, unless you don't care, unless you don't fall in that trap. And you might get there over time. You might decide not to fall for that trap over time. Cinemana says, would you buy $1,200 of Shiba Inu for $1 million bet? Because it is 100 million coins, and if they go up to a penny, you'll be a Shiba Inu millionaire. I'm pretty sure I already have more than $1,200 with Shiba Inu. Like, that's a fact, Jack. I got that invested on Webull. I got a position on Webull. I never talk about my Webull account, but I literally have like $30,000 in my Webull account. Right now, I'm not doing good. My overall return, it's valued at $24,000 right now, right? That's my Webull account, but I have $30,000 invested. So I think I have a position with Shiba Inu, and I'm currently down. What is it? I'm currently down $2,500. So I have 40,000. I have 40,000. Look at this at the very bottom of the screen. So you see Shiba Inu there in red. I'm down $2,558. But right below the Shiba Inu, the 502 and 80, you see it says 40 mil. Well, I'm not sure why it says 40 mil, but like with the Tesla, you see I have 20 shares of Tesla. Then with Lucid Group, I have 300 shares. You can't see it because the phone's not focusing, the camera's not focusing. But anyway, I already have a lot of that particular coin. And of course, that would be kind of dope. I probably invested like $3,000, which doesn't seem like a lot, but clearly it's a lot. Once again, if you guys have any questions, slap them in the comment section. Beats by Birch says, make me a mod. I'll always be on your lives. That's funny. Well, listen, the only reason why I made Cinemadness a moderator is because this is somebody that has supported my other YouTube channel like crazy, and he supports this one as well. So I kind of save making somebody a moderator for people that have been consistent, whether it's consistently smashing a thumbs up or commenting. I don't know who smashes the thumbs up, so that's not even something that I could measure, right? Like, it doesn't tell me this person smashed the thumbs up. It doesn't tell me anything, right? But over time, so I got you over time. I appreciate that, though. Claudale, forgive me if I butchered your name, my brother. KD says, probably too many stocks to own, but I split a large lump sum equally among 109 different dividend pairs. It helps my motivation to see some kind of pain coming in nearly every weekend. No, absolutely. It's definitely really cool. You know what I'm saying? And it really doesn't matter. Like I always like to say, man, listen, there's too many ways to make money out here. And I'm not going to pretend to tell you that, I know the way or I know the ways. There's too many ways, so get it how you can. Katie says the downside was having to research over 200 of them to see which ones had sustainable payout ratios and long-term commitments to the dividend. Now, very interesting. Of course, everybody always talks about doing research. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't do a bunch of research. And part of the reason is, like, the research is good. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And the research gives you, I guess, a sense of comfort, right? But I mean, any of these companies can do whatever, period. All the research in the world cannot necessarily save you from whatever that may happen with a particular company. But of course, you know, definitely would encourage people to do that. He says, but if one of them cuts, it affects less than 1% of the portfolio. Very good, man. Very good. Like I said, there's definitely no one way to skin the financial cat. Daniel says, thank you very much. Great to hear. Yes, sir. Cinemadness says, see, I get off in 5 minutes and you're still live streaming. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I definitely wasn't married to a specific time that I was going to be on here on this particular live stream. You know, I just wanted to make another video, and it's easier for me to do a live stream to show you what's going on in my portfolio currently than it is for me to make a video and then edit the video and then upload it to YouTube. Like it's not necessarily like a hard process, but it's a time-consuming process. So I decided to just jump on here and, you know, hit this live stream because, you know, it's just easier to do. Listen, if you're not subscribed to this channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. All right. I'm going to wrap it on up. If you have any questions, please, now is a great time to slap them in the comment section. Otherwise, I'm going to be getting out of here. Where's my comment section? I'm going to be getting out of here. So if you have any questions, now is a good time. Now is a good time to ask. Daniel says, do you invest in bulk or do you have a certain amount from your main income to buy shares? Daniel, that's a great question. I have not invested a lot because I decided to kind of sit still a little bit. And you know what's interesting is like there's no one way that is right. For me personally, I have aggressively invested in one particular stock. Like I dropped $20,000 on one of those Vanguard ETFs, right? Now, of course, looking at it now, I could say, well, if I had spent the $20,000 by doing $1,000 each month, and I had $20 $1,000 deposits or purchases. Right now, I would be sitting pretty, air quotes, I'd be sitting pretty because the average cost for that particular stock right now, the cost of the stock right now is lower than my average cost, right? It's like $10, $20 lower than my average cost. So of course, in that scenario, I'm kicking myself. But if it was $20 more than my average cost, it wouldn't matter to me that I spent $20,000 one time buying shares. So, you know, there's no right or wrong way as far as I'm concerned. I think just paying attention to what's going on with that particular company. And if you're confident in the company, like when Apple was trading for $130, it would have been really cool if I decided to invest $110,000. I used margin investing. If at that time I decided to buy shares $110,000 worth when it was $130, okay, I would have gotten a lot more shares, but I didn't do that. I invested $110,000 and Apple was trading for $171.96. Okay, so that's a $40 difference, which cost me a lot. But that's how it is when you're looking at the stock market, right? When you're looking at what's already happened, you know, it's easy to say what you should have done. Okay, but you don't know what's going to happen. Like it's very much like life. Like, yes, you want to be wherever you want to be in the future, but you don't necessarily know how you're going to connect the dots. You really connect the dots looking back. You don't necessarily connect the dots moving forward because you don't know what's to come. And the same thing is true for the stock market. And I have to be okay with that. You know what I mean? I just got to be okay with that. Okay. I'm going to get on out of here. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have an incredible weekend. And of course, I'll be here. I'll be back again doing some more videos. Daniel says, do you have different attitudes with your various accounts? Short term here, long term there. Great question, Daniel. With my Webull account, I said that I was going to be doing some swing trading. I was going to be buying and selling stocks to make money, to see if I could do it And it's always interesting because it never necessarily goes the way you want it to, right? Right now I'm down $6,000 in my Webull account, but there was a time that I was up $11,000 in my Webull account. So I really just have those two accounts. You know, I have Robinhood and I have Webull. And of course, there's benefits to both. I like Robinhood because I know it more. It's just a lot more simple, you know, and once again, I know it more. So Webull is fine. It's definitely more analytical. There's more information on Webull if you like that type of stuff. But I don't have like, you know, 4 or 5 different brokerage accounts, and this one is my dividend portfolio, and this one is my growth portfolio, and this one is my, I mean, yeah, you can do that, but is there really a benefit? Like, do you really need to separate them? You know what I'm saying? I don't, but there's nothing wrong with doing it. All right. Great question, Daniel. Once again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to stick around for another minute to make sure that I don't miss any questions. This is a live stream, so if you have any questions, slap them into the live stream chat. Also, if you haven't smashed a thumbs up in this video yet, I'd appreciate the support. Hit that thumbs up in this video. It lets YouTube know that this video is, you know, decent and people value the video, so they may put it in front of more viewers, okay? Which is going to help the community grow. And that's, you know, it's cool if the community grows, because that means that I will be able to be in front of more people and share my experience, which hopefully will affect people in a positive way. All right, I see that we don't have any more questions here. I'm gonna try to stick around another 30 seconds or so because I know that there is a lag on the live stream. You know, like it's not like live like this instant as I'm saying whatever out of my mouth, you guys are hearing it. You know, there's a delay, of course, right? But I hope you guys have an incredible week. Thank you guys so much for smashing that thumbs up. I see I got another one. What's going on, Pink Lady? Thanks for stopping by. She says, hey, Dwayne. Hey, fam. What is going on, Pink Lady? It's a pleasure to see you. Always makes me smile when I see somebody that has been watching my videos for a while. It's a pleasure to have you in the house. I hope you had a great Friday, and I hope that you will have an incredible weekend, a more incredible weekend. All right. All right, you guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Dwayne with My Investment Journey, and I approve this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace. You too, Daniel. Have a great weekend, bro. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, my man. All right, you guys, take care. Peace.